Welcome, citizens. I am SirMadsen. Alright, so we have news about the upcoming patch 3.17.2. It is actually releasing today and probably have already been released when you see this video, if you see this video. And there are some really exciting news. So we're gonna read the patch notes directly from the website. You can go read them for yourself in the link below, if that suits you more. Anyway, just a quick recap before we get into actually reading the patch notes. So, what is new in 3.17.2? Well, dynamic events, the Siege of Horizon, and more. We got a new player cap. Basically, it's doubled, but there are some details about that, so stay tuned. The patch wipe, of course, everybody knew that. And some database stabilities. So to start from the top, from the beginning, dynamic events. This is how it reads. With the release of Alpha 3.17.2, you can expect both the Siege of Horizon and Jumptown events to be active on a rotating schedule for the 2 weeks following patch release. Rather than specific times, the events will run the entirety of the day they are scheduled to accommodate all time zones. The full schedule will be available alongside the patch release. It's here, boys and girls. Siege of Horizon. A huge scale dynamic event where we will see, Horizon being sieged, of course. It's pretty self-explanatory. But it's also awesome. It's a really big dynamic event that everyone can participate in. And honestly, I don't mind Horizon being sieged because I don't like Horizon, but that's my personal preference. What else? New player cap. This is so exciting. I love this. With the release of Alpha 3.7.2, we plan to double the capacity of servers to 100 players per server, allowing more pilots to participate in large-scale dynamic events, community events, PvP encounters, and more. We know this change will come as a welcome surprise to many, and we'd be remiss if we didn't call out the incredible efforts happening behind the scenes to make this possible by our engineering and publishing teams. This change is a meaningful and crucial step towards the full experience of our shared massive universe. And we're happy to report that the team is making excellent progress. So there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes with this one. Double the capacity of servers from 50 to 100 may not sound like a big deal, but the hardware requirements for that is also doubled. So just keep that in mind, if not even more. So there's a lot of progress going on behind the scenes, and it's a welcomed addition. 100 players per server, people. Yeah, going on. It is important to remember that an increase in players does introduce more potential for stability and performance issues. But rest assured that we will be monitoring closely, making tweaks and injecting fixes on the back end based on our observations. This is made possible by our infrastructure now allowing us to deploy server-side fixes without the need for patch releases. This is also really great because they are able to provide hot fixes, and they don't need to patch that because it happens on the server side. So I don't know if that's gonna mean that a server restart or if it's just going to happen. By the sound of it, it's just going to happen. So it's basically it's basically a hot fix, right? So probably happening in real time. So it's really great. Separately, we will also utilize dynamically fluctuating server caps that will prioritize performance stability. This means that some servers will have a cap less than 100, while others will have more. We plan to continue this initiative moving forward, with the goal of increasing the player cap per server as much as we can, while being mindful of the play experience. It is likely that we will run with a lower player cap, under 100, during the Siege of Horizon dynamic event, simply to account for initial gameplay balance rewards being designed initially for a lower cap. However, Jumptown will likely have a 100 player cap per server enabled, so get ready for mayhem. Yeah, we like mayhem. It's a freaking space game. There should be people everywhere. I love this. I love it. As always, we want to hear from you. Make sure to head over to our dedicated testing feedback threads and let us know about your experience. Yes, people. It is important to know that feedback is important. Do you like the double player count? Let them know. That will most likely resolve in faster updates for more players. We want more players on the servers. It's that simple. Let them know. Patch wipe. We all knew it was coming, but what does it say about it? We announced a wipe for the live release of Alpha 3.17.2 back in June and want to remind folks as such. While we anticipate wipes to be irregular, our last ones being way back in Alpha 3.8.2 and Alpha 3.15. As many of you already expect, we'll likely wipe again alongside the release of Alpha 3.18. This is simply due to the fact that the backend will have a major rework as long-awaited systems such as persistence come online. So yeah, it's important to know why wipes actually happen, and even though I'm not a professional server maintainer or whatever you want to call it, or developer, server wipes must happen because they when they apply new patches and, as it says here, backend hotfixes and backend fixes and everything that happens behind the scenes that we don't know about, there has to be a wipe to clean the database and stuff like that. So it's not something that you can't that you can avoid on these alpha stages. It is just going to happen. And like it says here, because of the persistence universe that they want to add, there's going to be more wipes. It's just how it is. Anyway, database wipe stipend. While we don't like having to initiate a database wipe, especially when it means elements of your hard work are reset, it is an alpha, so it is to be expected. It is a necessary step needed from time to time while we're in alpha, like we just stated. The good news is, alongside the release of Alpha 3.17.2, we have worked with the design team to distribute a generous quantity of AUEC based on the number of hours you played during Alpha 3.17.1. So the more you play, the more AUEC you will earn or get while you log into 3.17.2. So who knows, you might be able to buy that nice ship that you like as soon as you log in. We will have to see. The good news is, alongside the release of Alpha 3.17.2, we have worked blah blah blah. That's what I actually just read. I'm sorry about that. Once the patch goes live, you'll find these credits have already been delivered straight to your Mobiglass wallet. So that's really nice. So once you log in, if you haven't already, when you see this video, you will have AUEC based on your played hours during 3.17.1. Let me know in the comments below how many AUEC you got. I'm curious. I'm actually curious. And how many hours you think you played. A roughly estimate. Maybe we can calculate how many AUEC you actually get per hour. So I like doing those things. It's really fun. Alright, a quick recap then. Dynamic events. Siege of Horizon. What are your expectations? Have you already played it when you see this video? What did you think of it? Was it nice? New player cap. What are your thoughts about the 100 player cap? Was it a nice addition? Were you a Are you a little bummed out because there's more players to fight against now? Would you rather have it at 50 until a later patch maybe? Let me know in the comments below. And the patch wipe. Well, there's not much to say about the patch wipe. We knew it was going to happen. That's just how it is. Anyway, guys, that is the news we got for 3.17.2. Should be live once you see this video. So yeah, like and subscribe for more Star Citizen content. And I will see you guys in the verse.